Hello everyone, welcome to Data Science 30 Days Project Playlist Series. Today we are going to discuss a Project 4, and in this Project 4 we are going to build a Math GPT application. Now let's first of all try to understand what is Math GPT. So Math GPT is an application where as a user we can ask any types of the mathematics query, and in a response that we will get the complete explanation about our mathematics query, whatever the query that we are going to ask to our Math GPT application. So at the end, in a responses that we will get the complete the entire solution one by one, a complete in a detail. Okay, so let's try to understand first of all objective to build this particular Math GPT application. So the objective that we have, you have been asked with developing a user friendly and accessible math assistant application to assistant the individuals with mathematical problem solving. The application should provide the following features. First features that we have, the math questions input, where a user should be able to input the mathematics questions using both text and voice input. The application should support both traditional text input and voice recognition, making it accessible to wide range of the user. So this is the first features that we need in our application, where our users, they can enter any types of the mathematics query in a text format, as we can add a voice recognition features where our users, they can ask the questions, mathematics questions in a voice input format. So this is the first features we want in our application. Now second features that we have, math problem solving. So the application should be built-in function to send the math question to the Math GPT API. For our responses, for our answers, users can ask a variety of math related questions, and the application should provide the clear and accurate solution. So in a second features where we have a math problem solving, our users, they can ask any types of the math related questions, and in a responses they will get complete, accurate and clear explanation about the mathematics questions. Now third features that we have, the latex support, and this is the important features that we have in our application. So the application should support a latex notation, allow the user to enter the complex mathematical expression in a receive the answers in a format that is widely recognized in a mathematical community. So we need to add a features, a latex support, where our users, they can ask any types of the complex mathematical questions, and in a responses they will get each and everything in a clear and accurate solution. So this is the problem statement and the complete objective that we have. If I summarize a complete problem statement is one line, so we are going to build a Math GPT application where as a user we can ask any types of the math related questions, and in a responses that we will get a complete, clear and accurate detailed solution. Okay, so this is the application that we are going to build. Now to build this particular application, we are going to use a OpenAI. Okay, so first of all that we need a OpenAI setup. So here we have a website openai.com. So you can just open this particular OpenAI website, and after that you can log in. First of all you need to sign up over this particular website. After sign up, then you will get this types of the window where we have a ChatGPT and the API. You just need to click on this particular API. After clicking on this particular API, as you can see, welcome to OpenAI platform. So we are going to use a OpenAI platform to build a Math GPT application. Okay, now after that, here that we have some of the applications. So built an application called GPT based practice, embedding, speech to text, fine tuning and the image generation. So these are the some of the applications that we have. So from OpenAI we need a OpenAI key, API key. So to get the key, OpenAI API key, you need to click on your account. After that you need to click on the view API key, and as you can see, this is my API key that we have. So API key, from here if you are a new user, in this case you need to create a API. So you can just click on the create. new secret key, and after that you need to mention any types of the name here, so you can write anything, okay, and then you can click on the create a secret key. Okay, so in my cases, as you can see here, I already created my API key. So my API key name that I have test, and this is the complete key that I have. Okay, now if I show you a key, so yes, this is the key that I have, and this is the key that I'm going to use to build this particular complete application. Okay, now if I show you here, so as you can see from here, you can just create the complete API secret key, and then you can keep it in your txt format, so that whenever we want, we can use our OpenAI API key. Okay, now let's try to build a complete Math GPT application, and this particular Math GPT application we are going to build into the two format. First, we are going to build a complete Gradio application, and after that we can integrate with the Streamlit application. Okay, so now let's try to build Math GPT application. So first of all, we need to install OpenAI. So let's install. We have a command called pip install OpenAI. Okay, and after that we can run this particular shell. So we are going to install OpenAI here, and then we can import OpenAI. So let me import. Now as you can see, requirement already satisfied, because in my cases I already installed this particular API. Okay, now let me import OpenAI. So import OpenAI, and after that we can define our API key. Okay, so here that I'm going to copy this particular complete API key. Let me paste here. Okay, so this is the API key that we are going to use. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to call the API key. So OpenAI dot API key equal to this particular API key variable we can pass here. Now let me run this particular shell. Okay, so we are able to set our complete OpenAI key here. Now what we are going to do, now we are going to create a function, and with the help of the function we can ask any types of the questions to our Math GPT application. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here that I'm going to define a function. So define a function, and the function name that I'm going to write ask math question. So this is the function name that I'm going to define, and in an argument that I'm going to define a questions, because whenever we are going to ask any types of the questions, we as a user we need to enter a questions, or we need to write some of the questions. Okay, so this is the questions that I have. I need a complete, accurate and detailed explanation about this particular questions. So that's why we are going to pass here a questions argument here. Okay, now after that what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a variable. So let me create a variable called conversation. So conversation equal to, in this particular conversation variable we are going to create a list, and under this particular list that we can define a dictionary. So let me define a dictionary where we can define a complete dictionary into the key and value. That we can define a two dictionary. So this is the first dictionary that we have. Now we are going to define the second dictionary. Okay, now in this particular two dictionary, what we are going to do, we are going to define the role, we are going to define a content, role as well as a content, role for system for our Math GPT as well as role for a user. Okay, so let me add one comment here. So the comment that I'm going to write, create a conversation. So create a conversation with the user question. So with the user question. So this is the comment that I'm going to pass. Now what we are going to do, in this particular conversation variable, as you can see that I have created a two dictionary. Now in this particular two dictionary that we are going to call one for the user and one for the system, where system it means the Math GPT system, Math GPT application. Okay, so let me define the first role that I'm going to define here a role, and the role that I'm going to define as a system. So system. Okay, now what I can do, now let me copy the same code we can paste in our second dictionary, and here that we are going to change a role system to user. A system, whenever we are going to ask any types of the query, our system they will respond a complete, accurate and detailed explanation about our mathematics questions. Okay, so that's why we are going to define a two role, first for the user where our users they will ask the question, second a system where our system they will provide the complete responses. Okay, now what we are going to do, in a first role where we have a system, we are going to call a content. So let me call here a content. So content we are going to pass. So content we are going to pass as a, okay, so act as a mathematics tutor. Okay, so here the complete content that we are going to pass. So you are a math tutor. Okay, so this is the complete content that we are going to pass for our system, so that our system, they will act as a mathematics tutor, and then they will give us a complete responses, a detailed responses for our mathematics questions. Okay, now in a user, again that we can pass a content. So content, and here this time that we are going to pass a questions, because as a user we ask a questions, and based upon the questions that we will get our complete responses from our math GPT application. So we are going to pass this particular question variable that we are going to argument that we are going to pass here. Okay, now what we are going to do next, that we are going to define a responses. Okay, so next let me add here. So responses, generate a responses from GPT, and the model wise here, as you can see. So if I show you the documentation, and in a documentation that we have the models, and from here that we have the multiple models, GPT-4, GPT 3.5, GPT base, and the multiple model that we have. So what we are going to do, so from here I'm going to use a GPT 3.5, a turbo model, this particular model that I'm going to use, a OpenAI GPT 3.5 turbo model that I'm going to use. So now what I'm going to do here, so here that we are going to create one variable again. So response equal to, we can define here OpenAI dot, we are going to call a chat completion function, so that whenever we can ask a questions to our math GPT application, we will get the complete responses with the help of this particular chat completion function. Okay, so chat completion dot create. So this particular function, it will help us to create a responses based upon our query, or the based upon our mathematics question. So this particular function, it will help us to create a complete responses. Okay, now in this particular OpenAI dot chat completion dot create, and in this particular create that we are going to pass two things. The first, that we can pass a model, based upon the model then we will get the complete responses. So let me pass argument. So first argument that we are going to pass, first argument model equal to the model that I'm going to use from here. So let me copy and paste this particular model that I'm going to use. So GPT 3.5, a turbo model that we are going to use. So let me define a model here. So this is the model that we are going to use. Now second, we need a message. So message equal to, in a message that we are going to pass a conversation variable that we are going to pass. Okay, so this particular variable, it will help us to generate a responses based upon our GPT 3.5 turbo model. Okay, now after that what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the next variable. So next variable that we are going to create a reply, because this particular variable, it will help us to create a responses, but we need a reply as well, right? Whatever the questions that we are going to ask, so based upon the questions that we need a reply as well. So for this one, that we are going to create a variable called reply equal to responses, and based upon this particular responses, then we can call our model. It means, let's say here, as you can see, responses, and in a responses, this particular responses variable, it contains mainly the output, whatever the output they will receive from this particular responses. Okay, now whenever our this particular reply variable, it will receive the responses. Okay, here that we can pass a choice variable. Okay, so let me pass the choice here. So choices. Okay, now let's try to understand what is this particular response choices here. So this particular response choices object has a key called, this particular response has some key called choices, and based upon this particular choices, it will help us to hold a complete list of the responses, whatever the complete list of the responses that we will get. So this particular choices function, it will help us to hold a complete responses. Now we are able to hold and now we are able to get our complete responses, because let's say if I'm going to ask, okay, so I have some of the, what I can say, equation 3x square. So let's write in this base. So we have a sum of the question 3x square is a x, just try to understand 3x square plus 2x cube or 2x cube plus 1. So this is the complete equation that we have. Now based upon this particular equation that I need a complete responses, I need a complete explanation, accurate explanation. So whenever we send this particular query from here, our model GPT 3.5 turbo model, it will create a complete responses, and after that this particular variable responses dot choice, this particular choice key, it will hold a complete responses, because whenever it return the responses, it will create in a multiple line 1 2 3 4 5. Let's try to understand in a in lines of the responses that we are getting. So here this particular response dot choices key, it will help us to hold a list of the responses, this particular complete responses that we will get into the list. So this particular response dot choice key, it will help us to hold a entire list of the responses. Now from this particular responses that we are going to access the first responses. So this access a first item in the choices, and from here that we will get our first responses. Okay, now after that responses that we will get in which format? So responses that we will get in a message format. Okay, so yes, let me delete this particular complete comment. Okay, so let me create the variable only. Okay, so this particular, with the help of this particular complete code, first this particular reply dot choices, it will help us to hold our entire list of the responses, and after that from here that we can return the first responses, and then we will get the complete responses in a message format. Okay, now after that what we can do, we can return this particular reply variable. So return reply variable. Okay, now what we are going to do, now we are going to add the entry point. Okay, so now our application is done. Okay, so with the help of these lines of the code that we are able to create our complete application. Now what we are going to do, now we are going to add the entry point. So if underscore name underscore equal to underscore main underscore. Okay, now after that what we are going to do, so now we are going to write a while loop. So while true, we can create a variable. So question, this is the variable that I'm going to create, because as a user that we need to ask some query, then we will get the complete responses, a detailed responses regarding our query. So here that I'm going to write input, and in the input that we are going to ask, okay, so ask a math question. So ask a math questions, and after that in a bracket that I'm going to add or type exit, or let me add in this way. So exit or quit to quit. Okay, so this is a complete responses that we are going to add. Now here in this case that we can add. Okay, so this is the input data that we are going to add, so that our user, they will ask a question. Okay, now after that we can write a condition. So if question dot lower equal to exit. So exit, in this case what happened, our application, it will break. So we can add a break statement. Why? Because let's say by default our users, they are going to write a exit. It means they are not interested to ask a questions, or they did not have any types of the questions. So that's why they enter a exit. In this case that we can break our loop. In this case we can break our while loop. Else what we can add, we can add an answer here. So answer equal to, we can use our ask math question function, and with the help of this particular function we can generate an answer based upon our question. Okay, so this is the question that we are going to write, and after that we can print what? We can print a math GPT, and after that we can add here a complete answer. So answer. Okay, so now we are ready with our complete application. So now what I'm going to do here, as you can see, we have added our complete entry point. We are going to call a while loop. So while true, it means that our user, they will enter some of the questions, or they will type a exit to quiet. Okay, so whenever if the question dot lower equal to exit, in this case our complete loop, it will get break, as whenever our user, they are going to ask some of the questions, in this case this particular function, it will get called, and based upon this particular function we will get our complete responses. Okay, so this is our complete application that we have. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this particular complete application. So let me run. Now as you can see here, our application is asking ask a math questions or type exit to quiet. So let's first of all try to test with this one, exit. So let me test here, exit. Now as you can see, exit. Okay, now let's try to run this particular application again. Now again, ask a math questions or type a exit. So now what we are going to do, I have some of the questions. So now I'm going to ask some of the questions here. So let me ask. So this is the question that we have. Combine terms 2a plus 26b minus 4b minus 16a. So this is the question that I have, and I want to combine this particular complete term. Let me press the enter button. Now as you can see, it's running here. As you can see, it's running. Okay, let's wait few time, because it will take some time to generate, few seconds, not much, few seconds. It will take a few seconds to generate a detailed explanation and detailed output. So as you can see, this is the complete output that we are getting. The rule, a math GPT rule as a assistant, and the content that we have to combine like the terms, we add or subtract the coefficient of the same variable. Okay, now after that, this is the sum of the print statement that we have the same variable, so we can combine them by adding their coefficient. So 2a, 12a plus minus 16a. So as you can see, this particular term 2a and this particular 12a, this is the one term that we have, and after the equal to, this is the second term that we have. Okay, so from here what our application is going to do, so it's taking a common for a. So 12 minus 16 and the a that we have the common from both the variable, and the output that we are getting minus 4a. Okay, now so we can combine them by adding their coefficient. Now we are talking about the second term called b variable. So 26b plus, so here that we have the minus and this particular minus that we have in a bracket, and the plus variable that we have. Now at the end, the output that we are getting a 22b, and here 12a plus 26b minus 4b minus 16a can be simplified to a 4a plus 20b. So this is the output that we are getting. Okay, now what we can do, let's try to verify this particular complete output with the chat GPT. So here that I'm going to use a complete chat GPT. So let me press the enter. This particular question, combine the term for 12a plus 26b minus 4a minus 16a. Let me press the enter button. Okay, so as you can see, 12a combine the terms, so minus 4a direct that we are getting the answer. But as you can see, with the help of math GPT application, that we are getting the complete as I mentioned here. As you can see here that I have mentioned in a questions, so should provide the clear and accurate solution. Now as you can see here that we are getting a detailed explanation as well in a chat GPT. If I show you here, so in a chat GPT, as you can see, based upon this particular question, combining like the term minus 4a for the a that we are getting minus 4a, and 20b that we are getting a b. But here as you can see, we are getting each and everything line by line, a complete explanation. Okay, so this is the benefit that we have for our math GPT application. Okay, now let's try to ask some other questions. Okay, so now that I'm going to ask the second question. So here that I have the second question, simplified in a bracket that I have 4 minus 5 minus in a bracket again that I have a 13 minus 18 plus 2. So this is the question that we have. Now let me ask, let me press the enter button. It will take again few seconds to generate a complete answer. So let's wait a few seconds. Again that we can ask a multiple questions. Okay, in a complexity way. So right now whatever the questions that we have, so this is the simple questions that I'm asking. Let's wait some time. I will ask some more detail and some complex questions as well. Now you can see here, to simplify the given explanation, the first calculate the value inside the parenthesis. So inside the parenthesis that we are going to calculate the value, okay, and after that we substitute the calculated value back into the expression, okay. Next, remember that subtracting the negative is the same by adding a positive, so we can rewrite the expression, this particular expression, and finally we add a minus 3 and 3 together, and then we are getting, therefore the simplified version of the expression is this one, and the final output that we are getting a 2. So this is the final output that we are getting, but in between, as you can see, we are getting some of the slash in a next line number that we are getting, okay. So don't worry, these things that I will resolve whenever we will complete application with the help of Gradio, because as we are using a Jupyter notebook, so this is the next line output that we are getting, a next line output, okay. So next line output that we are getting. Now let's try to, as you can see, the final output that we have 2, okay. Let's try to ask same question to our GPT, Chat GPT. Let me ask, simplified. Now as you can see, final result that we are getting a 2, and same types of the explanation that we have in this particular explanation. Okay, now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to ask some different types of the question, where that I'm going to ask the factor question. So yes, factor 5x square minus 15x plus 20. This is the not a 5 into 2, this is a 5x square we have, okay, minus 5x minus 20. Let me press the enter button. Wait few seconds, and after that it will generate a complete answer, okay. Then I will ask some more questions, some different types of the question, then I will ask, okay. So just wait some time. Let me check if we will get any error. In this case I will try to resolve, but yeah, like most probably it's working, so definitely that we will get the complete answer. So let's wait some more second. After that I will ask some more complex question. So now as you can see, the rule that we have the assistant content to factor the expression of 5x square minus 15x minus 20, we need to look for two numbers that multiply to minus 20. The coefficient of x square 0 and add up to the minus 15. Okay, now at the end what is the output that we have? So this is the final output that we have. So now what I'm going to do, let me ask the same question to our Chat GPT. So yes, Chat GPT, to factor the quadratic equation 5x square minus 15x minus 20. Now as you can see, the 5 common that we have. So this is the equation that we are getting, x square minus 3x minus 4, and based upon this one 5x minus 4 into x plus 1. So let's verify. This is the answer that we are getting, 5, and if 5x minus 4 and 5x plus 1. So yes, if we take the common from here, so yes, the same output that we will get, right? And now the same output that we are getting here as well. Okay, so 5x and the number of the criteria each. Okay, so little bit different output that we are getting. The factor of this one, no, it's a correct output that we have. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask one more question here, a complex one, a little bit complex questions that I'm going to ask. So let me ask the next question here, and then we can ask the same question to the Chat GPT. Now the question that we have, can you help me with a problem related to the complex number? And this is the multiplication that I need. So 3 plus 4i y minus 2 minus y. Okay, so this is the complete complex number that we have, and based upon this particular complex number, as you can see, of course, to multiply the complex number, we can use the distributive property, just like multiply the regular number. Let multiply here, and after that this is the output that we are getting. So by minus 2 minus I, step by step. So this is the complete calculation that we have, the step by step, and after that at the end this is the complete output we are getting. Okay, so this is our final output that we have, minus 2 minus 11i. Let's verify with the Chat GPT. Here we are going to verify with the Chat GPT. So yes, it's calculating one by one. Now as you can see, the final output that we have, a minus 2 minus 11i. Okay, same output that we are getting here. So yes, our math GPT application, it's working fine, where we are getting the complete, concise, accurate and detailed explanation about our mathematics questions. Now what we are going to do, Now we are going to build a complete Gradio application. Okay, so let me add some of the comments. So before this one, that I'm going to exit this particular application. So let me exit. Okay, now here we are going to build a Gradio based application, and after that we can build a complete Streamlit application. So let me add as a markdown here, Gradio based application. So first of all, we need to install a Gradio. So let's install pip install a Gradio. So we are going to install a Gradio library first of all, and after installation of the Gradio library, then we can build our entire application. So now what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to import our Gradio library. So import Gradio as gr. After that, as a alias that I'm going to set a gr, then I'm going to import OpenAI. So import OpenAI. Okay, now as you can see in our above application here, that we have called a variable called API key, and we are going to define our API. Now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to call our get pass function, and with the help of the get pass function, that we can pass our OpenAI key. Okay, so from a get pass, and from this particular get pass, that we are going to import a get pass function, and after that what we are going to do, we are going to create one variable called OpenAI API key, and with the help of OpenAI API key, that we are going to pass this particular get pass our function. Okay, and with the help of this one, that we are able to pass, let me run this particular things. Now as you can see, this particular get pass, it will ask our, okay, so it's running, so let's wait few seconds. Mainly it will, okay, so now as you can see, it's asking our secret key. So from here what I'm going to do, now no need to create a variable, that we can just pass this particular variable directly. Okay, so here I'm going to pass my API key. Let me press the enter button. Now as you can see, our API key, if you want you can just save it API key, but now I did not want to save it, so let me never. Okay, now no need to create a variable to define our API key. You can just call a get pass function, and with the help of get pass function, you can directly enter your secret key, a API secret key. Okay, now what I'm going to do, as we all know, we are going to build a Gradio application. So to build a Gradio application, that I'm going to use a same code, whatever the function that I have created, and after that I will create a second function. With the help of the second function, then I will build a complete Gradio application. So I'm going to copy and paste the same code. So this particular code that I'm going to copy from here, now let me paste here. So this is the code that I have. So yes, ask math questions, and after that the same code that I have. Okay, now what we are going to do, now we are going to create a second function. So define a function to math GPT. Now we are going to create a Gradio based application, so we can create a user interface. So interface, so this is the function name that I'm going to pass, or we are going to write a math GPT interface, and we are going to pass a argument called questions, because again in our math GPT, in our Gradio based interface, again that we need to enter some of the questions, and based upon that we will get the responses. So that's why we are going to pass an argument called questions. Okay, now what we can do, we can call the answers. So to call the answers, again that we can let me define our answer. So here, or let me go above, from here that we can just copy and paste this particular variable. So this particular code that I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, so let me paste, let me go back because of the indentation. So answer, ask the math GPT. So this is the variable that we are going to call, this particular variable. Again here we are going to pass our questions as an argument, and then we are going to return here that we need to return. So return what, we can return a answer. Okay, so we are going to return a answer here. Now we are going to create a complete Gradio application. So here I am going to create one variable called iface equal to, we can call our library, Gradio library. So gr dot interface, we are going to develop a complete user interface with the help of Gradio. Now we can pass argument here, some of the arguments. So first argument that we are going to call our variable, math GPT variable. So fn equal to, we can pass our math GPT interface variable. Then we can pass a input, because in a interface that we need to enter a input data, and based upon this one that we will get the responses in a text format. So input, no, here that we need to pass a variable called inputs, and in a inputs variable, then we can pass a text data, text again as a responses that we need a text output. So outputs equal to, here again that I'm going to call a text because I need a output as a text as well. After that a live equal to true. Okay, so if you don't know how to build a Gradio based application, in this case what you can do, you can just go to the YouTube. So youtube.com, and after that you can search engineering wala bhaiya. So from here you can just search engineering wala bhaiya, and in this particular channel that you will get the complete crash course, a Gradio crash course, fast way to build and share the application. So this is the 40 minutes video that you will get, and in this particular video that I have explained each and everything in a English language regarding a Gradio application. Okay, so make sure you can watch this particular video. Now let me go back here that we are going to call, so we need to add a comma everywhere. Okay, now live equal to true, it means that we need a live link as well, a live link that we need. Now in a title that I'm going to set a title equal to, that we can call the math GPT. So the title that I'm going to set a math GPT, math that we can write in a capital M. Okay, so math GPT, and after that a description that I'm going to add some. So description equal to ask in this way that we can write under this particular code. So ask math questions and get the answers from the chat GPT. So ask math questions and get the answers from math GPT. Okay, now we can add a entry point to run this particular application. So if underscore name underscore equal to underscore main underscore, and here that we need to call this particular things, and after that what we can do, we can launch our application. So iface is a variable that we have, this particular variable. Now we are going to launch our application. So iface dot launch. Okay, now let me run this particular cell, and now as you can see loading our data. So this is the link that we are getting. So again that we can ask a question here, else that we can ask a question here as well. So here as you can see math GPT, ask the math questions and get the answers from our math GPT application. So what I'm going to do, let me go back, and from here I'm going to ask some of the questions. So let me ask these particular questions. So this particular question that we are going to ask, the last one. Okay, after that we can ask some other types of the questions as well, but right now let me ask here. Okay, let me, now as you can see it's running. Whenever I enter the complete question, now it's started running. Let's wait few seconds till the execution. Okay, we can ask some simple questions, we can ask some complex questions. Okay, so don't worry for this one. Okay, so it will take a few seconds to generate a complete answer. Now as you can see, of course, to multiply the complex number we will use the distributive property. Let's multiply each term. Now as you can see here that we are getting the complete explanation line by line. Okay, so here we are getting the complete, because here that we are printing each and everything in a Jupyter notebook. So that's why we are getting the output in this way. But now with the help of the Gradio application, that we are able to build our complete output in a better way. Okay, so now as you can see, of course, to multiply the complex number we will use the distributive property. Let's multiply each term. So this is the question that we have, 3 plus 4i by minus 2 minus y. So this is the first term that we have, and if I show you the output here, so as you can see this is the, now first apply the distributive property. Now same output that we have here. So first it will get multiplied, after that this is the output that we are getting. Now we will simplify the terms with the I. So now we are going to simplify the complete term with the I, and at the end this is the output that we are getting, but the output look like that we have some different, minus 10 minus 11i. Let's verify once. So minus 2 minus 11i, this is the output that we want, but the output that we are getting, the product of 3 plus y 3 plus 4i and minus 2 minus y is minus 10 minus 11i. So no, this is a incorrect output that we are getting. So the correct output that we have, minus 2 minus 11i. But as you can see the last term, if I show you the last term, so minus 6 and minus 4, minus 6 and minus 4 that we are getting. So minus 6 and minus 4 if I calculate, so in this case that we will get the 10. Okay, so look like somewhere that we have the mismatch. So what I'm going to do, let me copy this particular complete code from here, that I'm going to paste here in this particular chat section. Now let me press the enter button again. So yeah, like this is the output that we have. Now let me ask here, I don't know why that we are getting in here that we are getting some different output. Let me run, but here let's wait a few more seconds. Let's check our complete output here as well. Okay, then I will ask some other types of the questions as well. So yeah, it's running. Let's wait few more seconds. Let me check it out, the where it's doing a wrong. So minus 6, minus 4. Yeah, look like somewhere that we have the mistake. Okay, again, so let me know if you need any assistance with the complex number. Okay, so again that we are getting the different output here as well. Okay, so starting with this one term. Okay, so we are getting some different output. Okay, so recall I square equal to the minus 1. So let's continue with the simplifying. So minus 1, so till here minus 6 plus. So as you can see here, look like, okay, so minus plus. If I check the calculation, so I square, so minus 1 subtracting. Okay, so here as you can see we have a mistake. Here we have a mistake. So I square, so minus 1, I square is equal to minus. Okay, so I square is equal to minus 1. So I square equal to the minus 1, substitute with, and then so minus 11 I square. So as you can see the minus that we have, and minus plus, but here that we are getting the plus. So plus, but how that we are getting the plus here, how we are getting the plus, this one. So let's verify once. Minus 3, so this particular 4 that we are getting, 4i, so 4i into minus I that we are getting, right? Now let's verify. Okay, so we have some of the mismatch. Okay, fine, no issue. So what I can do, let me ask some other questions. We are getting some mismatch, fine. Let's ask some different questions, some more complex questions. Okay, now as you can see the 50 square output that we are getting here, 50 square. Now let's ask the same question to our ChatGPT. The find the area of triangle and the length of 10 unit and the width of 5. So this is the question that we are asking, and at the end the area of the triangle is 50 square units that we are getting, 50 square unit. Correct output that we are getting. Now let's ask some different types of the questions again. So solve the next question called, this is the next question that I have. Solve for x 2x plus 3 equal to x equal to 2x plus 3 equal to 11. Now let's ask the same question here, ChatGPT. Now we have the final output called x is equal to 4. Now let's verify. So yes, x is equal to 4. Again the complete each and everything one by one, a complete explanation that we are getting. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask some different types of the questions. Let me ask some different types of the questions. So here that I'm going to ask, 17 is a perfect cube. If true, when what is the perfect cube of 27? So perfect cube of 27 is 3. Let's verify with the ChatGPT. Then we can ask some other questions as well. So yes, correct answer, 3q 27, and here again that we are getting the perfect cube of 27 is 3. Let me ask the next questions. So Priya had 16 red ball, 2 green balls, 9 blue balls and 1 multicolor balls. If he lost 9 red ball, 1 green ball and 3 blue balls, how many balls would be left? Okay, now final output that we are getting here, there are the number of balls left would be 7 red ball, 1 green ball, 6 blue balls and 1 multicolor ball. Let's verify. So any multicolor ball that we have here? Yes, 1 multicolor ball that we have. Okay, so now let's verify here as well with our ChatGPT. Okay, so this is a complete red ball. So yes, total 15 ball left, total 15 ball left. Let's verify. So 7, 1, 8 and 6, 14 and 1, 15. So yes, we are able to get a complete detailed explanation that we are able to get. Okay, so in this way we can build our math GPT application, and in this way that we can integrate with a Gradio application. Okay, now one more thing, as you can see here, whatever the output that we are getting here, these are not a, we can say, not a readable format output that we have, right? Now let's try to convert this particular complete output in a readable format. So what I'm going to do here, as you can see in a responses, that we are going to call first choice key, and with the help of this particular choice key that we are able to hold our entire responses. From our responses we are going to call the first output a complete message. Now from this particular message that we are going to pass a content key as well, and with the help of this particular content key that we will get our complete responses in a readable format. Let's try to run and let's verify once. So I'm going to run this particular application here. Now you can see ask the math questions or the type exists. So now again that I'm going to ask the same types of the questions. So let me ask first question. So what is the first questions that we have here? Let me check it out once. Combine the terms. So let me copy this particular questions and let me paste here. Let me press the enter button. Let's wait a few seconds till the execution and till the responses. Okay, so it will take a few seconds, not more than that, and within a few seconds based upon our key, because as we are using a free key, so that's why it's taking some time. Now you can see here we are getting the responses. So ask the questions. So to combine the terms we need to add the coefficient of the a and term the b term separately. So sum of 12a and minus 16a is minus 4a, and for the sum of 26b and minus 4b is 26b minus 4b equal to 22v, and this is the complete output that we are getting. Okay, so now as you can see, now we have a readable output. Okay, now what we are going to do, now we are going to ask a second question. So let me ask the second question, simplified one. So simplified minus 4 minus 5 minus in a bracket 13 minus 18 plus 2. Let's check output for this one. Let's wait a few more seconds. Okay, so it's generating. So again it will take a few more seconds. Okay, so yes, now as you can see, now we are getting the complete readable output. Okay, so again first we have to simplify the expression inside the first set of the parenthesis. So 4 minus 1, 4 minus 5 equal to minus 1. Next we simplify the expression inside the second set of the parenthesis. So 13 minus 18 plus 2 equal to minus 5 plus 2 equal to minus 3, and we can rewrite the expression without the parenthesis. So minus 1 minus 3, and at the end this is the simplified output that we are getting, a 2. Okay, so now as you can see, now this is the better readable output that we have. So only one key that we are able to define here, the content key, and with the help of this particular content key that we are able to generate our complete responses in a readable format. Okay, so in this way that we can develop our complete Math GPT application, and with the help of Math GPT application we can ask any types of the mathematics question, simple or the complex questions, and in a responses we will get a clear, a complete detailed responses output. Okay, so yes, this is all about a Gradio application. Now what we are going to do, now we are going to build a Streamlit application. So let's start building a complete Streamlit application for our Math GPT application. Now I'm in the VS Code. So what I'm going to do, first of all I'm going to create one of the file here. So app.py. Okay, now in this particular app.py file, let's try to import first of all our important library. So from, I'm going to import first of all Streamlit. So import Streamlit as st, import OpenAI. Okay, so these are the library that we need to build a complete Math GPT Streamlit based application. Now what I'm going to do, here I'm going to create one .env file. So .env file, and in this particular .env file, as you can see, this is the secret code that we have, right? So now I'm going to copy this particular secret code from here. Let me create one variable called OpenAI API key. So OpenAI API key, and we are going to keep our complete secret key here in this particular .env file. Okay, now let me jump into our application file here, that I'm going to call API underscore key equal to config and in this particular config that we are going to pass our variable called open API key, this particular variable that we are going to call here. Okay, after that open AI dot API key equal to the API key that we are going to define. Okay, so with the help of this particular config that we are able to access our secret key from the .env file. Now what I am going to do, now I am going to jump into our Jupyter notebook. So this is the Jupyter notebook code that we have, and now I am going to copy this particular complete code from here. So let me copy, let me jump into our VS Code. So yes, the same function, whatever the function that we have mentioned in our Jupyter notebook, the same function that we are going to copy and paste here. Now we are going to create a second function. So here I am going to create a second function. So define a function name that I am going to pass a main, and after that we are going to define our title, application title. So st dot title, and in a title again that we are going to write a math GPT math assistant. So math assistant. Okay, so this is the title that I am going to set. Again, if you want to learn Streamlit, in this case you can just go to the engineering wala bhaiya and search here Streamlit. Okay, you will get the complete 1 hour of the, as you can see, the 1 hour complete Streamlit tutorial. So you can access and you can learn the complete Streamlit from here. Okay, now this is the title that we are going to set, a math GPT math assistant. Now after that what I am going to do, I am going to create a variable called user profile equal to, in this particular user profile that we are going to pass a information. Okay, so in which language we can pass our question, Hindi, English, Japanese, Spanish. So we can pass a language here. Okay, so whenever I want to ask the questions, I will ask a question in a English language or a Spanish language or a Chinese language or a Hindi language. Okay, so we need to call here a language here. So let me define a language, and the language that I'm going to define a English language. So English. Okay, so this is the language that I'm going to call a user profile. Okay, now after that what we can do, we can define a sidebar. So st dot sidebar, and in a sidebar dot header, sidebar dot header, and in a sidebar header that we are going to define. Okay, so user profile setting. So this is the header that we are going to set. Okay, now after that we can call the user profile, and from this particular user profile that we are going to access the language. So this particular language that we can access. So okay, the language that we are going to pass always a English language. Okay, now in a English again that we can pass a multiple language, like we can pass the English, Spanish and the French. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, that I'm going to define st dot, I'm going to add a select box button. So select box, and in a select box that we are going to pass a language. So language, and in a language, so language let's add in a caps, as this is the select box that we have. So language, and in a language that we are going to pass a multiple language. So let's say the English language. Second that we can pass like Spanish. So Spanish. After that we can pass like French. Okay, so these are the some of the language that we are going to pass. So okay, so based upon this particular language we can pass our all the mathematics questions. Okay, now after that what I'm going to do, so here that I'm going to add a user input button. So user input button, and in a user input button that we are going to call a header. So subheader st dot a sub header, and in a subheader that we are going to add like ask a math question. So ask a math questions. Okay, so this is the header that we are going to set a user input button. Okay, so user input button for math questions. Okay, now after that we can set a question. So let me create a variable called a questions, and here question equal to that we can add a text area. So st dot text underscore area, and in this particular text area that we are going to define. Okay, so how much area that we can define under the text. Okay, so here that we can call write your questions here. Okay, and after that I'm going to pass the height as well as a width. So height equal to, let me add a height called 150, and the width that we can width, if required we can add the width as well. Okay, so right now that I'm going to call the key only, so key that I'm going to call a math questions. Okay, so this is the text area that we are going to pass. After that we can add a button. So if st dot button where we are going to write a submit button. So submit button, in this case what we can do, so submit button. Now after that we can define the variable called answer equal to ask math question. So this is the function that we are going to define. So ask math question, and in this particular function we can define our question. So based upon this particular questions that we want to generate our complete output. Okay, now after that here that we can display our output. So display our answer. Okay, now after that st dot write, and in this particular write variable that we are going to generate our answer. So if string, and in a if string that we are going to define our answer. So I'm going to add the bold, so that's why I'm going to add the star. So answer, and after that answer, and then we can add our complete answer here. So let me add answer. Okay, now here we are able to display our complete answer based upon the submit button. Okay, now what we can do, we can add the entry point. So if underscore name underscore equal to main, and then we can call our main function. So main, here as you can see this is the main function that we have, this particular main function that we are going to call. Okay, so now we are applications ready. What we have done here, so first of all we are going to call our API key. Now the function, the same function, whatever the function that we have in a Jupyter notebook. Now we are going to create a new function called main. We are going to set a title, so math GPT assistant, user a language. Okay, now the header that we are going to set, then user profile. So here that we are going to set a multiple language like English, Spanish, French. Now button, so ask a header, so ask a math question, then question that we are going to set, and then this is the answer that we are going to generate. Now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to test this particular application. So to test this particular application we can open our terminal. Now from our terminal, first of all we are going to set from here a command prompt. Let me activate my environment. So conda activate python underscore new, this is the environment name that I have. Okay, make sure first of all you need to install the OpenAI and the Streamlit. Okay, now let's run. So Streamlit run app.py. Let me press the enter button. It will take a few seconds, and after that it will generate a complete link, and with the help of the link then we can access our complete Streamlit application. Okay, so let's wait few more seconds till the creation of our accessible link. So yeah, now we are getting the link. So I'm going to copy this particular link from here. Okay, so now we are able to open. So let's wait a few seconds. Meanwhile we can check a terminal. So yeah, as you can see the command that we are getting. So okay, so I need to upgrade my Streamlit. So yeah, this is fine. Like if we will get any types of the error, in this case that we can upgrade. Okay, so I got the error here, syntax error, invalid syntax st. Okay, so this is the st dot select box area that we are getting the error. So what I can do, let me open my VS Code. Okay, so where is the error? Let me check once. Line number 34, line number 34, as you can see here. Let's check in the line number 34. So yeah, I need to put it down the equal to here. Let's check once. Let's rerun. It will take a few more seconds to generate our complete application. Okay, so I got the error here, line number 4, config is not defined. Okay, so here I'm getting the error. So now what I'm going to do, let me go here, config is not defined. So we are going to call this particular config api.config, API variable that we are going to generate, and with the help of this particular API variable then we are going to call the config. So this is the OpenAI key that we have, OpenAI key. So yeah, config, this is fine. Why that we are getting like this one? So what we can do, name error config. So config API. Now let me go here. So this is the okay. So look like, as you can see here, that we have created a multiple. So that's why. Now let me rerun. Okay, so actually I need to rerun this particular link from here. So let's stop. Let me close this particular link from here. Okay, now again I'm going to clear the screen. Let me rerun Streamlit run app.py file. Okay, so let's wait a few more seconds, then we can test. Now we are getting the complete link. So yes, I hope now it will work. So look like yes now. Okay, so again the config variable is not defined. Again that we are getting the same error. So open AI. Now what I'm going to do, so here that we can call in this way even. So let me go here, API key. So this is the API key that I have. So this is fine. The config name error. Okay, got it. So I need to call look like in a single quotes this one. Let's test one. Open AI API key. Let's check the variable once. So from here open AI API key, same variable that we have. Now what I can do, let me rerun again. Let me open the app.py file. So let's access from here. So again, okay, so again and again that I'm getting the same error. So what I can do, let me debug once. So what I can do now, let me test, let me debug this particular error. Why that I'm getting this particular issue? Do I need to call something or config is not defined? So I added the config. No, this is not a issue. Auto GPT. So we are config is a small that we have, right? So config, yeah, this is fine. Let me debug something here. Config.yml, no, not this one. Let's check if I will get something here. So someone want to auto GPT, no, not this one. Config, so we have a config in a small, right? I don't know why that I'm getting the error here. Okay, so what I can do, let's do one thing. Let's import a config. Okay, let's import a config. So from we can import from decouple. Okay, so we have one library called decouple, and from here that we can import a config. Okay, now it will work. Now it will work. Now let me clear the screen. Now again that I'm going to run our application. Okay, so let's wait the creation of the link, and after that we can test. Okay, so yeah, now we got the link. So what I'm going to do, let me open my browser once. Okay, so let me open my browser. Let me paste the link. So okay, so spelling mismatch, nothing else. COUPLE. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me rerun again. Rerun. Now a sub header. So spelling mismatch, as you can see, spelling mismatch that I have in a line number 37. So let's try a line number 37. So line number 37 that we have here, a sub header. Okay, so we need to set this particular sub header section. So HE. Okay, now let's rerun our application again. Now you can see, now we are getting our complete application. So user profile setting, Math GPT assistant, language. So from here that we can select any language. So let me select the language. Now math questions. So write your question here. So we can write a questions, and after that we can click on the submit button. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask some of the questions, and based upon the questions, this particular Math GPT application it will generate a complete answer. Okay, so now I'm going to ask the question. So let me ask the question here. Let me click on the submit. Okay, so the same questions, whatever the questions that I have asked here. So if I show you somewhere, no, I look like in a graduate that I have asked. Not this one, this one. Okay, so the last answer is 15, right? Let's verify with our application. So it's running. Now you can see Priya would have the 15 ball left, and if we verify with the chat GPT, so this is the, as you can see, the last question is 15. Okay, now as you can see here that we are getting the complete end-to-end explanation. So to find the number of the balls, okay, we need to subtract the number of the lost balls from the initial balls. Okay, so these are the complete answers that we are getting. Now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to ask some of the series based questions. So let's ask, let me press the enter button or submit button. Okay, now as you can see it's running. So let's wait few more seconds. See at the end, like definitely like in between that we received some of the errors. So I just imported this particular config from the decouple, and then we are able to access our complete application. Now as you can see here that we are getting our complete output. So the number that should come to fill the blanks space is 20. Okay, now let me ask some more questions. So let me go over the chat GPT, the previous questions. Let me ask these particular questions so that we can verify with the multiple questions. Submit. Now it's running. So let's wait few more seconds. So the perfect cube of 27 is 3. Now let me ask one more questions from here. Let me submit. Okay, so yes, this particular questions, write a question here. Okay, just wait a few more seconds till the execution. Again, so with the help of Math GPT application, that we are getting the complete, concise, in detail explanation. So now as you can see here that we are getting the complete, concise, one by one, line by line, a complete explanation results that we are getting. Okay, so yes guys, this is all about a Math GPT application. Let me know in a comment section if you have any doubt or the any query, and yes, please like the video, subscribe the channel and share with your friends, so that I will come up with some more projects, some more interesting and some more advanced projects. Okay, so see you in our upcoming project. Thank you.